So we have a long stretch here, but it's gotten better than it was before, but I think we need something else just right here.
Okay, well, just let me finish this. Wait. Okay, the light's a little bit off, so let me... Better?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Wait, did we talk about the serial killer ghost thing?
I think so. I think it was, yeah, right here at the end.
Okay, cool. Good? We good?
Better?
Better. Okay. Let's talk about books.
We have come to expect a lot out of Scott Westerfeld over the years. We've had uglies, pretties, specials. We've had Leviathan and Peeps. Looking at this man's range, you come to expect a lot out of him, but we never could have expected what we got out of this book.
For once, we've encountered a book that is so easily classifiable, one that fits the narrow confines of language. We don't have to go on and on and on trying to put words together to explain the essence of this book to you.
And the word.
Oh, yeah. Meta.
Okay, I'm not sure I agree with you on your one-word theory, but it is meta.
Meta in the fact that this is possibly the most meta book in the teen fiction section to date. Meta as it hurts your brain the more you try to think about it. And you think about it. It's just meta.
Okay. I agree with you. It is meta. Just stop saying the word.
Meta.
You keep using the word. I don't think it means what you think it means.
Fine, okay. In a strange twist, Afterworlds comes with 2 stories rolled into one, alternating 1 chapter each. In story number 1, Darcy, the lucky little scribble monkey that she is, wrote a novel in a month. NaNoWriMo without the explicit NaNoWriMo, if anyone else didn't catch that. Anyway, she sends it off to an agent, who sends it off to a publisher, and BAM! A giant advance and a contract to write a second book. Suddenly, university is put on hold and Darcy moves to New York City to focus on her new and shiny writing career. I want a new and shiny writing career.
I know. Story 2 is said novel that Darcy wrote in a month. A story about Lizzie, who gets caught in a terrorist attack, but then realizes that she can walk through the world of the dead. Her new spirit guide is Yamaraj, an exceedingly hot guy who kind of teaches her how to use her powers, but then leaves her alone to figure out what to do with them.
There are subtle intersections of themes and symbology to tie the 2 stories together, but you never find yourself getting the 2 girls confused.
Darcy is full of writerly fears about her book. Fears about editing, about having people read her book, whether or not she is an actual author. Lizzie is more absorbed with having to use her powers and figuring out what to do with them, because as much as they come with perks, they also come with a lot of drawbacks.
Remember, with great power comes great responsibility.
Lizzie's story is definitely the type of writing you've come to expect from Scott Westerfeld. It's supernatural, intriguing, and full of suspense and hard lines to walk.
And it opens in a scene as shocking as the shower scene in Psycho.
1 minute, Lizzie is walking through the airport, a victim of some astonishingly funny damn you autocorrects, and the next she's about to be gunned down by some machine gun-slugging cultist in the middle of the airport. Then in walks the extremely hot Yamaraj to provide intrigue and a self-aware F you to the supernatural romance genre. And he starts making out with her after the terrorist attack. The only thing that keeps this scene from being extremely cliché is the fact that this book is clearly genre aware. Meta!
Yamaraj is somewhat personality-less, in that he shows up, does his mysterious act, and then pops out after showing Lizzie something really, really cool. We get it. He's like 2,000 years old, he has goals, he really wants to protect the ghosts in his care who rely on him to remember them. But he reads rather flat, and I'm hoping that's strategic.
Lizzie is accompanied by Mindy, the murdered ghost of her mother's childhood best friend. She's afraid of the bad man, the serial killer who began picking off children.
Why is it always serial killers? Why isn't it like crazy rabbits?
What's so scary about crazy rabbits?
Jesus Christ!
I don't know why it's not always rabbit bunnies.
I know, right? Okay, so then there is Mr. Hanlon, who is practically a ghost serial killer, and even creepier than the actual serial killer. He also has special interests that also involve children.
Get it? Get it? Mr. Hamlin, like the Pied Piper of Hamlin?
Yeah, I got it.
I wonder how many other references to works of fiction that he managed to shove in here. Like there's Lizzie and Darcy, Pride and Prejudice, Mr. Hamlin, Collector of Children, like the Pied Piper.
Oh, there's also Imogen Grey and Imogen White, like Gandalf the Grey and Gandalf the White.
Gandalf? Yes. That was what they used to call me.
We haven't talked about Imogen, this isn't funny yet.
You really wrote this in a hurry, didn't you?
Well, yeah, I mean, The Sims 4 came out, and then I had to, like, catch up on 3 episodes of The Strain, and stop with the meta. So Darcy takes her giant cash advance, heads to New York, becomes a friend with a shit ton of famous authors, and even falls in love with her author girlfriend.
She then proceeds to go on book tours and go to conventions, write her second novel, and then maybe eventually go to university.
This girl has a horseshoe so far up her ass that it's practically a nose ring.
That's pretty venomant.
Yeah, but you still can't actually hate her.
She is really lucky, but she doesn't get cocky. In fact, her success has filled her with a lot of insecurities that she probably wouldn't have had if she had clawed her way to the top. Am I really a good writer? Was this book just a fluke? Am I stealing ideas from other people? Many times the answer to that is yes. Am I committing cultural infractions? How the hell is this book supposed to end? And many, many more. It makes her more human and ultimately more likable.
Her partner in crime and girlfriend is Imogen Grey, who has published one book that isn't actually doing so well. Imogen has a secret past that she's trying to escape, and Darcy spends a lot of time trying to figure out what that is. She eventually finds out that Imogen has stolen her name from her first girlfriend, Imogen White. Hence...
Gandalf? Yes. That was what they used to call me.
Darcy's story takes your little writer's heart on a ride into your deepest fantasies. If you've ever done NaNoWriMo with a dream in your heart, I have, you're going to love Darcy's side. It's interesting because you don't have to listen to her struggle with Afterworlds. We get a glimpse of what it looks like on the other side once it's been completed.
I, for one, did not know that writers had to do their own copy editing. I assumed that you just, handed it to the publishers after all the structural editing was done, and then it came out the other side all polished and grammatically correct.
I guess only in a perfect world. But this book does have its weird moments. If you want to talk meta, Darcy signs Afterworlds at BIA, where a book called Afterworlds was also given out at BIA and signed by Scott Westerfeld.
How's this for bookception? I kind of just stopped thinking of Afterworlds as a book that was out and started thinking of Afterworlds as Lizzie's story, which Darcy wrote, and she's just this author entity who I kind of just piggybacked with for a year. Scott Westerfeld who?
This book reminded me of an alternate version of Fangirl, in a very, okay, really, kind of way. What? Wait, no sarcastic remark?
No, actually I got the same feeling.
Okay, good, I'm not crazy. Here's what I figured. Fangirl was about an author of fan fiction, and we were given snippets of her Simon Snow story throughout the novel, to the point where we actually wanted to read the real Simon Snow book. It's like Westerfeld got frustrated reading Fangirl and decided to give us 2 books at once.
I felt like it would have been easy to separate this book into 2 books. I know you disagreed, but I felt like if he had published them as 2 separate books, a lot of different things could have been expanded on. Like, Jamie could have gotten more time. We could have actually gotten to know some of the other authors. Or we could have spent more time exploring the afterworld.
I liked how the 2 stories were blended together in one book. It felt like you got to see into Darcy's soul by what she was writing and how her life affected what she was writing. Yes, this book wasn't perfect, and it was a little vague at certain points. But overall, it was really well done, and I really liked the style.
At the end of the day, though, Afterworlds was really good and so different from anything else that we've read before. It wasn't what I expected, but I enjoyed every minute of it.
It had a steady pace and some really interesting ideas. And if there was ever a perfect time to read this book, it's right before NaNoWriMo. It's like a made-for-writer's fantasy come true, and it will make you mad to write something, like a short story, a novel, poetry, grocery lists, anything.
Mine?
There appears to be nothing else.
Oh crap, I think I forgot to write the ending. Is there anything else you wanted to talk about?
No, I've said everything I've wanted to say.
Me too. So, roll credits?
Roll credits. Okay, so funny story, briefly. This morning I almost wore my Batman shirt. And I'm on the bus and I'm wearing this Lannister shirt. And this girl on the back of the bus is wearing aviators and she stands up and she's wearing like a Superman shirt. And I'm just like, this could have been a moment. I could have just looked at her and gone, where are the drugs?
The people on the bus would have been like, oh my god. I think there are drug dealers on this bus and they're about to have a showdown.
It's the only one I can do on command.